Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Craig at Hiking Pipes, and once again, I have Oakley behind me. This is one of our favorite spots. Today I'm going to try a quasi first impression review of a tobacco. And why I say it's quasi, we'll see in a moment. So the blend I'm going to be referring to is McBaron's Mixture Scottish Blend. This is one of my favorites. It's a one that's going into the deep cellar. And I was speaking to the avid piper, and this happens to be one of the blends that he also smokes. So we were talking about this, and well, let me not divulge anything until you see what I've got here. So this is it. So you're thinking that's not how it comes. Well, you would be right. This has been pressed in a quasi half-baked pressing apparatus that I did. They say necessity is the mother of invention. I'll show you that in a different clip of this video, but I was talking with the avid piper, and to go back to the story, and this is also one of the blends that he enjoys, but he says he presses his. So it got me thinking, that might be a great idea to try. And because I don't have a dedicated press, like I said, I put together some half-baked idea, but this was pressed for 10 days. And yeah, it's pretty darn solid, almost hockey puck like. So we're going to give it a shot and see what the pressing has kind of done for it. So I'm going to try, and again, this is all happening first time, so bear with me here, please. Okay, this is going to be difficult to show, and I don't want to spill anything and lose any tobacco, but this kind of breaks apart, and this has become a pretty, it's like a crumble cake, I guess. It's a dense it's like a dense cake. It's behaving like a crumble cake. So, okay, that's how it's behaving. I'm going to smoke it in my Radici Rind Apple. Again, this is a pipe that my wife had got me this past Christmas. Beautiful, beautiful pipe. Smokes absolutely wonderfully. So with that, I'm going to crumble up the tobacco into the pipe. And as I typically do, I usually have initially the first third, I kind of do the third method whenever possible, whenever I'm really thinking about it. So the first third of the bowl is very loosely packed, and then I build on top of that and get a little more hard pack. Yeah, this is a good crumble. Interesting. So what I'm hoping that has happened is that the pressing has, well, I guess I'm going to say that the idea is the pressing in general, will put age on the tobacco, if you will, and maybe even help ferment and have the flavors come together, meld a little bit deeper. So let's see if this is indeed what we kind of get out of this experiment here that I've done. Okay, so thanks for bearing with me as I'm packing the bowl. So bowl is packed below rim line, as always. Draw is good. Oakley's very interested, as typical. Thank you. Yeah, so yes, you got an honorable mention. So, okay, put that down, and we're gonna go for the light here. Got the char. Yeah, it's a little more dense, but like I said, I broke it apart pretty well. The thing about the Mac Baren that I'm most curious about is, for me, I really like this blend a whole lot. However, the first like eighth of a bowl as I'm getting going with it is usually very, very sharp. And then it just mellows out into a really smooth, creamy smoke. So I'm curious to see if that particular characteristic is still prevalent with this. Hmm. I'm gonna say, after just a few puffs, as you see, that initial sharpness is definitely tapered down. I have a little trouble getting it going here. I can window a little bit there. Huh. No, you can't. Oh, shoot. Pardon me just one moment. I have another dog Strider, as I've mentioned. And when I was putting the tobacco back in, I forgot to get the interior flap out, and so it was on the floor. And of course, when you have a dog, they'll go after anything. Yes, that edginess that for me was prevalent on the beginning of smoking this blend has really been mellowed. There's perhaps a little more sweetness. Again, this blend, just, and I was remiss, I should have done this at the beginning, but this Scottish blend mixture, they say it's comprised of about 37 different Virginia tobaccos, so it's a real hodgepodge of different Virginias. So it's, people will call this an aromatic, some may not. I go by a somewhat different definition in that I would call this maybe a very light arrow. Aromatics to me are like CAO Eileen's Dream or Moon Trance or Colt Blood Red Moon. Those really heavy aromatics. And then there's the light aromatics, and I would put like this particular blend into that category, perhaps. Another Mac Baren blend that I have a lot is the Vanilla Flake. I would also characterize that more as a light aromatic than an aromatic. So that's just my own definition for whatever that's worth. So, but the sweetness, talking a little too much again, definitely has increased. So, I guess the conclusion, and the whole bowl will tell the tale, but the two most significant things, the most significant thing, was the front edge sharpiness, like in again the first eighth of the bowl or so, that was almost gone, and I'm noticing a overall little more sweetness from these Virginias coming together and having a chance to meld. Now again, as I said, this particular puck or cake or whatever you want to call it that it came out to be was under press for 10 days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another tin and I'll pick it up with that. I'm going to do the same method that I did this with, and you guys can see the half-baked method that I used, but it worked apparently. But I'm going to press another one, and I'm going to keep it under press for 30 days. And we'll talk about that when I do that. So I'm going to continue to enjoy this bowl very much. I'm very happy with this. And yeah, we'll just, like I said, pick it up and, in the way I'm going to press it. So again, stay tuned. And thanks for bearing with me on this one. Interesting little experiment. I'm glad I did this. And I'll give a little bit of a thank you to Nish for now. So talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, so back in my little garage area, and we'll show you this and again, I'll use the words half-baked pressing idea that I have for doing, the pressing of tobacco. And I think I'm probably going to have to invest in a more formalized way of doing things because I think I like doing this method. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll check out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. So let's flip her around. Okay, so on the bench you can see I have fresh tin of the Mac Baren. This is unopened at the moment. I have a sandwich baggie, one of these little Glad sandwich baggies, and some, this is that press and seal stuff from, the brand in this particular one is Glad. Over here, I have, whoops, ding, another winner. I have a old mortar and pestle. This was originally with my grandmother that I remember when I was a kid, and it passed along to my mom, and then subsequently, when my mom passed away, I took possession of it. And with that, didn't grab this, but I have this this clamp here, and so this is kind of how it's going to play out a little bit here. So let's try it. See how I do this actually on camera. Hopefully doesn't take too long. So I'm just going to pop this tin. Hopefully we'll get a good little sound. There it was. Okay. So we'll open up. Oh my goodness. Did I not crack the seal enough? I thought I did. Okay. Having a very difficult time opening this tin. There we go. Okay. So the way the Mac Baren comes packaged, this is a 3.5 ounce tin, and you can see Mac Baren tends to pack their tins pretty tightly to begin with. So there's a little bit of pressing already going on with this. We'll get that out of the way. But yes, you can see, but this is what the Mac Baren Scottish mixture blend kind of looks like. So what I'm going to do is pull this out without hopefully spilling it all, get that out of the way. And I just dump the whole package into this baggie. This is what I did previously. So you just get this opened up. a little bit, and we'll get this guy loaded up. Come on. Everybody get out and join the party. Okay. Very carefully, try not to spill. Okay. And get a few little remnants back in. Okay, very good. Okay, then I just, basically I'm just loosening it up a little bit more, and now I'm just going to, keep it in here, trying to squeeze as much of the air out as I possibly can. And then I'm going to wrap it in this press and seal. And again, I'm putting as much force as I can to keep the air out. Okay, so it sort of looks like this, and then I'm shoving it down into here, into the mortar and pestle here. Well, it's just the mortar, I guess. And then I'm taking, again, really half-baked idea. This is a 4-pound hand weight, which is going to go on top of here. So it's going to sort of look like this. On its side, because I need to do it this way. And then I'm going to take this clamp and, oh, that was almost perfect. And I'm putting the clamp over here, and this is how I'm pressing it. I'm just going to clamp it down. And again, I'm using the weight only for the fact that the clamp doesn't reach down into the bowl. So I'm just well, I have to push the clamp a little bit further up to get a little bit more compression. So let's push that up just a wee bit. Okay, and again, I'm going to crank this down. I'm trying to keep, this is the, again, really half-baked idea, but I'm trying to keep the weight, the pressure, as straight as I possibly can. And I'm cranking with as much force as I can on the handle. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of things. And so what I do is every day I will compress it more as the tobacco starts to really compact itself down. What I would do is just come here, and I will make any little adjustments with regard to the straightness of the weight, and I'll fine-tune that out. But I will crank it down as much as I can. If I have to readjust the clamp, I will do so. And yeah, that's my half-baked press. And again, what I did previously, this is exactly what I did. I left it here for 10 days, and then every day I made sure it was as tight as I could possibly make it. And I found that every day or so I probably got a good, at least half a crank or 3/4 of a crank more on the handle. And I'm going to do this for 30 days this time and see what we get. So get that out of the way. And yeah, again, I'll tweak this out after I'm done with the video, but I just wanted to show you guys this idea. Also, I'll point to this in the background, or I'll bring it forward a little bit. This is a tease, and the tease is, with regard to this, is I can't believe that I've surpassed 200 subscribers. I'm bearing down on 250 subscribers, and as soon as I get to the 250 mark, I'm going to do a GAW, and this here, as you guys saw what this is. I'm not going to show you what it is now, but this with a tin underneath it, that's going to be the 250 subscriber GAW. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to being able to do that. So that said, that's my half-baked method of pressing, and like I said, I think I'm going to have to invest in something a little more, I don't know, formal, or I'll have to make something a little more formal. Again, my first experiment was a success, I think. I had smoked the remainder of the bowl, and what I really noticed was it seemed to really have the flavors of the tobacco really coalesce a lot more. And especially at the beginning edges, as I've described during the initial smoke of it, that was the biggest notice that I took, was that the sharpness that I tend to get at the beginning of smoking that particular blend, that was pretty much alleviated, and that was really nice. But then going through the remainder of the smoke of the bowl, I noticed that it just had a, I don't want to say more mellow flavor or more mellow experience. I don't want it to be thought of that it's taking away from the tobacco. It wasn't, but it just brought things together a little bit more. So I think that this is really a viable thing, and I'm looking forward to doing a 30-day press on this and seeing what I get. I expect that it's going to be just as good, maybe a little bit better. I don't know, but anyway, I just wanted to share it with you guys out there, and again, thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for watching. If there's any comments, you leave them in the bucket below, and we will talk to you soon. And until we do, always be safe, be well, and most importantly, be good to one another. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.